Okay, so this is the Ritual Beast deck, as you can tell. I decided that, well, okay, so I heard that Ritual Beast is the hardest deck to play in the game, even from a year old of a deck. So I went and spent all my gems and bought a full bot. I used all my gems to get a full deck of Ritual Beast from scratch, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of do like a little bit of a series of learning how to do Ritual Beast from noob to master. It's the kind of the name I thought of. It's not, I didn't think of it, but it's a name that a lot of people do for things. Anyways, so this is kind of the idea. I don't really like the name, but that's all I got, the best I got. So we're gonna learn how to do Ritual Beast from scratch. So I went through the box 3 times, relatively, and I have ended up with 3 Winda, 2 Sphere Kuriboh, which if you don't have Sphere Kuriboh, it's not the end of the world. It did save me a few times, but if you have like Fiendish Chain, Karma Cut, any back row, whatever, it's fine. Then we got 3 Cannahawk. Other than Winda, it is the most important card in the deck. If you do not have 3, you're going to want to get 3. If you don't have any, for some reason some people think you don't need any, then you are out of luck. We got 2 Pettlephin. Now, the thing is with this card is a lot of people only run 1. I like running 2 because if you lose 1 and you don't have one of the cards to special summon them from the graveyard or whatever, you kind of have a lot of problems with some of the boss monsters that are available now in the meta. So I run 2. Obviously, we'd run 3 Elder if we had the ability to run 3, but it's limited to 2 at the time because it's really strong. 1 Apelio. That's pretty much all the monsters I run other than Lara. A lot of people run the Penguin for whatever reason, and they have some other strategy. I don't like that strategy. I like this one. I like the Pettlephin and the OTK that a lot of people do. So we're going to do 1 return, 1 bond, and 1 ambush. This is needle stealing. 2 needle stealings because you'll see, I'll explain that in a second. 1 floodgate, and then there's 1 ambush. Then there are 3 Ulti-Apelios, 2 Cannahawk, and 1 Ulti-Pettlephin. So Ulti-Pettlephin has a protection from card effects, including needle stealing. So if you can special summon her and then sit on her and wait for needle stealing to be able to go off, because a lot of enemy decks will be able to special summon and normal summon a lot or whatever, and then you can needle stealing it and then you survive it and then go on from there. Cannahawk, I'll explain that. It's not really teaching. And then I'm also going to be running 1 Kachikochi Dragon. It's a level 4, rank 4, sorry, XYZ, which is only I ever used in 1 replay, I think. It's just a nice thing to have just in case. So the really quick thing I'm going to teach is the Cannahawk combo. So what you want to do is you want to somehow summon Cannahawk as a second summon. The best way to do that is with Elder on turn 1, special summon or normal summon Elder, normal summon Cannahawk with Elder's effect, or maybe you normal summon Cannahawk, use its effect, it gets destroyed, you have a Lara in your hand. Whatever way you use possible, use Cannahawk's effect, I usually send a Winda to the banish pile, and then you can use Cannahawk and Elder or whoever you have to make Ulti-Cannahawk. With Ulti-Cannahawk's ability, I'm not even going to explain how all this works. It's just way more simple to explain it this one way. Use Cannahawk's ability after you summon him. You're going to want to have 3 cards in the banishment pile after you summon him. You're going to want a Winda, a Cannahawk, and any other, so Elder or Lara. This is what I like to do. You don't have to do it this way, but this is how I like to do it. You're going to use his ability, choose Hawk, and choose Elder or Lara. So I'm going to use Elder as an example. Let's say you had Elder, Cannahawk, banish Winda, special summon into Ulti-Cannahawk, use its first ability, choose Elder, choose Cannahawk, and then you can chain link his second ability, where you're going to choose the other spiritual beast, Tamer, Winda, and then Cannahawk again, which will send Elder to the graveyard from the banishment pile, special summon Winda, special summon Hawk. Then you can use Hawk's ability again to send another beast, and you get to search for any ritual beast card you have in the deck, add it to your hand. Whatever you need for the situation, whether that's a bond, a return, an ambush, a Pettlephin, another Cannahawk, another Elder, another Winda, whatever you need, search it. Then you can go into Ulti-Apelio. Ulti-Apelio, very important. When you battle, I'll read his actual effect instead of trying to explain it. If this card attacks, it's unaffected by other cards' effects until the end of the damage step. It doesn't negate the effects, it's just unaffected. So I learned in a hard way that it doesn't negate Yubel. But it will stop drowning from affecting it. It'll stop anything in the battle phase from affecting it. Sphere Kuriboh, unaffected. That Dimensional Prison card, unaffected. Widespread Ruin, which nobody uses, unaffected. Canna, anything, unaffected. It attacks. It can kill it. And that's pretty much the idea. You want to just be able to search for any card you want. Use Pettlephin to return boss monsters that you can't hit over with 2600, because that's your strongest monster. If you can't hit over it, use Pettlephin. So search for Pettlephin, get rid of Blue Eyes, get rid of Dark Cavalry, which can prevent whatever. You know what I'm talking about. That's the idea. Skills that are good. I'm using Beatdown right now, which is not necessarily that perfect, but whatever skill that you feel like you need to use, you'll see what I use in the replays, which is no skill at all, because I'm trying to learn the deck, not need to use the skill. So hopefully this helps. This is part 1. I'm going to do another part when I start going with the strategy I know more strongly after this replay. So I hope you enjoy the replay. So if you like box openings, check out my box opening. I did my very first box opening of Genesis Impact in the actual TCG of Yu-Gi-Oh! So check that out. I'm going to put it in the card wherever it goes on the cards. So yeah.
It's time to duel!
So this first duel, I'm going to go. I had to change locations for this for the replay. So I summon Cannahawk. I get to banish Pettlephin, set a card. That's really kind of all I can do this turn. He Galaxy Cyclones my back row. The back row was Floodgate, which kind of sucks. I was hoping to Floodgate, but he can't do anything, so he passes. Perfect for this. I summon Winda, Cannahawk again for Apelio. Go into Cannahawk, or sorry, Ulti-Cannahawk. Ulti-Cannahawk will then get Winda and normal Cannahawk, but then I'll special summon Pettlephin and Winda. So I did the opposite of what I explained in the deck profile, which is okay. That's another idea. That's why Winda is such a good card and is an ultra rare. Anyways, I go into Ulti-Apelio, get to special summon a normal Apelio, boost with him, attack for 26 or 23. Attacking to Sphere Kuriboh, he didn't read the cards. Sphere Kuriboh does nothing to Ulti-Apelio, and I get to win for game in that one quick turn. So that was obviously a very easy duel. He probably bricked, but I just wanted to go over how not knowing that Sphere Kuriboh would be negated is a big deal, because if he had Sphere Kuriboh with my normal Apelio, then he would have not been killed that turn. So, anyways, going on, I get to go first again against another. I get to stop another rank up match from learning how to use Ritual Beasts. So I get to open with a kind of pretty bad hands, to be honest. So I pretty much can just set Winda, set Floodgate, hope for the best, and now it's an Evil Eye. So Evil Eye is a really, really annoying deck to deal with, but luckily some of the cards that Evil Eye has can be danced around with the Ritual Beast. So I get to Floodgate the Medusa, because Medusa is the biggest problem. Medusa gets equipped with the Evil Eye Celine, then it's a really quick snowball effect for me to lose. So defeat, he just searched for. Defeat will let me let him return 2 of my cards, or 1 of my cards, whatever. So I pop off of Apelio to dance around the defeat, like the 6 Sam, that 6 Sam trap that did the same idea, the style or whatever. That's what defeat does. I get to dance around that, all that fun stuff. Normal summon Winda, attack into the snake, I forget his name, that one, the Basilisk. Basilisk, familiar of the Evil Eye. And I don't want to attack into his Medusa, because that's face down from Floodgate, because I know what Medusa can do, but he has a second one. So I use Cannahawk, use the double effect where I can use it into the graveyard to search a card and still be able to special summon 2. I search for Pettlephin, so I can use Pettlephin to throw his cards back into his hand. I forgot what his field spell did, so I took some 1200 damage there, and Celine equipped to Medusa will protect some of the stuff. I forget what every effect of Evil Eye does, but I was reading it as I was dueling, and obviously not very thoroughly based off of what's going on right now. Celine will be able to take its own life points to be able to activate the effects and at the end of the turn and all that stuff. So I'm just trying to get rid of it, but with his cards on the field, he's able to protect himself, boost up to 6,400. Luckily I have Sphere Kuriboh, that's why I'm saying Sphere Kuriboh was nice. I Pettlephin his Celine, attack into his one Medusa that's face up, and keep his other one there because I don't want his second Medusa to also be able to use their effects. So there's another Medusa. I believe that's a third one. Get another defeat. I cannot bounce around defeats with my field clogged like that, but luckily I got a time limit win. Who knows if I would have actually won that duel or if I would have lost, but it was just a nice way to showcase how Ritual Beast can dance around certain effects and prevent what would have been a loss for a lot of decks against Evil Eye. Evil Eye is not meta, but it's still very powerful in what it can do if it was played by the right person or played against the wrong person who doesn't know what it can do or how to prevent its effects from activating, like when you Floodgate Medusa so it can't equip Celine and stuff like that. Not saying I'm like all knowing of what Evil Eye can do because I can't even repeat what they do now, but it's just helpful. So I get to summon Cannahawk, send Winda. I can't really do anything else with them. Set a card. It was kind of a not terrible, but a bad hand. So he Power the Guardians. It's Gaia. I Cannadia the Gaia. I should have waited for him to attack and then Cannadia him. So I lost my Cannahawk, but it's not really a big deal. Cannahawk in 2 turns with a Winda will add to my hand, but I'm not really focusing on that. So I get to summon Elder, special summon Pettlephin, or is it another normal summon? I can't remember. See, I don't even know this. I get to go into Ulti-Apelio. Ulti-Apelio will have Wall of D not affect him in the battle step, or the damage step, the battle phase, that shenanigans. So I'll get to special summon Cannadia off of that and not be reduced, which is okay. He summons another Gaia, the one that you can special summon, or no, normal summon without tributing if you want, which is cool, but it reduces his attack. So I get to go into a Sphere, summon Lara, get Cannahawk. Cannahawk will let me banish. I banish Apelio. Then I go into Cannahawk, Ulti-Cannahawk. Ulti-Cannahawk's effect will activate, so I use Pettlephin and probably Lara, I can't remember. Then I get to chain his second effect, summon Pettlephin and Lara. Search for a card, use Pettlephin to remove the card I can search for. Then go into a double Ulti-Apelio, get hit by drowning, but the Apelio who's attacking does not get hit by drowning. Another example of Apelio being like protected in the battle phase. But with that, he gets a Destiny draw into Keeper of the Dragon Magic and go into Polymerization. He gets to polymerize his cards into the generic one random dragon and one of any of your Gaia monsters. That will be able to search for the piercing damage Spiral Strike equipped spell, or is it continuous or equipped? I can't remember. So luckily I get to Sphere Kuriboh that because he would have been equal 26 to 26. And his effect would have put me in defense mode and then pierced me, so I guess it wouldn't have been equal. In his end phase, I special summon Pettlephin so that on my turn I can use Pettlephin's effect, return him to the extra deck, summon Ulti-Apelio once again, and attack for lethal. And there is one more duel, I believe. I'm talking a lot, but hopefully me going over what I'm doing is helpful for anybody learning how to use Ritual Beast. I know for me, learning how to use Ritual Beast at first was not difficult, but it was annoying to go through and try to read how to do it or watch videos. You actually have to really do it for yourself, so even this video itself probably is not perfect on teaching anybody, and there are other people on the internet who have done guides for Ritual Beast. I'm not the first one, obviously, it's a year-old deck, but I thought it would be something fun to do for a change, okay? Other than do Casey Cup meta deck profiles and stuff like that. So on his first turn, he's using Fire Kings. He gets to get rid of his Nemesis, whatever it's pronounced, card. I get to only summon Hawk, use its effect, set a card, and attack. Not very much. So I mentioned this in my deck profile, I believe, that I attack into Ubel at one point. This is that duel. This is it this duel? Yeah, pretty sure it's this duel. It's a Fire King Ubel deck, which, you know, it used to be how you run Ubels, but with the new Fire King structure deck and all that, it's Fire King's turn to be more Fire King and not Ubel, but this one had Ubel in it. So I get to attack for 2600 after the field's cleared. He draws in Starks into the Ubel. He uses its Sacred Phoenix and Fire King Island. Fire King Island can pop off his Ubel, search for a Fire King, and then he gets to special summon Terra Incarnate. Terra Incarnate, if you don't know, will clear the field at the end of the turn. No matter what I did, even with Apelio, I would have got cleared with that because I would have special summoned the other monsters and then they would have got cleared. So I summon Elder, get to use its effect to go with Pettlephin. I was wrong. I thought Pettlephin returning him to the hand wouldn't activate the effect, but it's whenever they leave the field. It doesn't matter how. I thought it was just destruction or some kind of removal, but no, it's removal to the hand as well. So anyways, I attack, you know, got hurt. I get Pettlephin and Winda back because it gets destroyed. Then the Mirror Force doesn't protect from that. So that's how that worked. That was fun. That was good some stuff. Okay, he gets to go first. He summons a Fire King. So this, I believe, is a actual Fire King deck and not a Yubel Fire King deck. So it's like a hazy flame Fire King, whatever. So he attacks as Sphere Kuriboh and I Floodgate his monster, so I get to prevent any destruction of what could have happened. So I'm unfamiliar with how hazies work really. Anyways, I get to summon Hawk, go into Ulti-Apelio, attack into his Arvada. I believe that was Arvada. And then he can't do anything, so he passes. I get to set a card. I don't want to attack into his face down for whatever reason, not really sure. He gets his Hazy Flame Sphinx and his other one. I don't know what it is, to be honest. And he special summons and gets to XD summon into Bastille Rice. I don't even know how to pronounce this card. Bastille or something. He attacks a Sphere Kuriboh. Lucky again to have the hand trap of Sphere Kuriboh instead of having to set a trap. Hand traps. I think Sphere Kuriboh is a good card to run in Virtual Beast myself. Anyways, I get to activate Return. Return Winda. Summon Winda. Summon Apelio. Apelio will let me banish Cannahawk to boost, but the boost does not happen on Ulti-Apelio when he attacks because of his own effect will reduce him back to 26 because the effect doesn't happen on him in the battles phase. It's only useful in that case if he gets attacked, if I recall correctly. I actually don't think I've ever tried that. So he gets to go into another Bastille Trice. Bastille Trice goes to 3100 and gets to remove my Ulti-Apelio, and I couldn't use his effects to dance around because I had a full field of 3 monsters. He returns Winda to my hand, attacks into my actual normal Apelio, so I banished in order to lose less life points. I summon Elder. Elder is probably the best monster I could have pulled out of the top of my deck there, out of the top deck. I go into a Cannahawk, Ulti-Cannahawk. Cannahawk will then select Winda and Hawk, and then I select a different Winda and the same Hawk. Special summon them. Send Hawk. Okay, I said that wrong, but whatever. You get the gist of it. I get to search for ambush. Hawk will then banish another monster. I go into Ulti-Apelio. Ulti-Apelio attacks Bastille Trice. And then he just got his new Jet Synchron or whatever it is. Ulti-Apelio in his end phase will special summon Pettlephin and Winda. I'll rip into a Cannahawk, use that as fodder for Pettlephin, summon Ulti, attack directly with that. And that is how you clear the field of monsters that you can't beat over or whatever. So that is explained there. Up next is Odeon. I get to rank up finally. I don't think it's said that yet. So Odeon, this is also kind of like a silly duel to showcase how Ritual Beasts work. It is more or less showing you again how Ulti-Apelio is the best monster in the deck, and you want him to stay alive. So I used Pettlephin's effect, return a card to his hand. He hallucigenias. I guess he knew how Ritual Beasts work, because usually people wait until the battle step in order to do that, and that wouldn't have activated in the battle step. So I dance around it. I go into Deep Prison. Chain Reaction still hits me, but Deep Prison will not do anything. So he special summons Hallucigenia. Attack into him. He takes 1400. He sets CT sets. I summon Hawk. Hawk will banish Apelio. Attack into his face down. It is Snowman Eater. Doesn't work. Countergate does work though, because Ulti-Apelio didn't attack with that. So I lose 200 from Chain Reaction. And in my battle phase, I swap with Apelio, use Bond, and then Bond will let me go into another Apelio and attack for lethal because of the Countergate and the whatever. You saw how that worked. So that's just showing you again how Apelio and some of the cards work well, even though that deck was kind of stupid and not good at all. It's just, again, showcasing you the combos that the deck has, not necessarily how strong the deck is, because if you know how the deck works and how the combos work, then you can figure out ways on your own on how to beat the meta decks. So hopefully in the next episode, if this is a 2 or 3 part thing, I can show you against actual good decks. So I get to set 3 things, 2 back row and a monster. The monster is Winda. Winda is the best set you can do, a turn 1 set. because I didn't go over this at all, but if Winda's destroyed by battle or card effect, she can special summon a Ritual Beast from the deck or extra deck. So you can just get hit and then special summon Apelio or Ulti-Pettlephin or normal Pettlephin, whatever. So he's using a really weird makeshift Dark Magician after the ban list hit. This is also a pretty garbage deck, but I will repeat myself a million times, showcasing how the deck works, instead of what the deck's good against. So Pettlephin will send Return. Return will bring the Power of the Guardian monster. Instead of being destroyed, it's returned to the hand, so the Power of the Guardians can't protect it from that. I go into Kachikochi Dragon, the first and only time I do this in a replay, I believe. Attack into Kisatai. Kisatai will equip itself to me on his field, and then he'll take half my attack points as life points added per turn, and I cannot attack, and that's the problem. So I have Ulti Pettlephin. I get to Needle Stealing. Ulti Pettlephin's prevented. I wanted to kill my own Kachikochi Dragon to clear up the field and to get rid of his Kisatai. So I get to bounce around, go into Ulti-Apelio, attack into his face down. It's Breaker. No big deal. I still have a face down on my field. So on his end phase, I get to use Apelio to special summon normal Apelio and Winda. That way I can banish the Cannahawk in my grave. That's all I wanted to do, just banish the Cannahawk in my grave. Then I use Apelio, banish the other Cannahawk, summon Elder, use Elder and Winda to get Ulti Cannahawk. Ulti Cannahawk will use both of his effects, so I can search for any card in the deck that is a Ritual Beast. And then I can special summon monsters, so I special summon Pettlephin. I want Pettlephin, and I want that search, so I can use Pettlephin's ability to discard the card I just searched, return its card, then I can special summon Ulti-Apelio again, and attack with Ulti and normal Apelio for lethal. So yes, the deck is somewhat confusing. So here you go on the last replay I'm going to showcase for this episode. I'm going into the Duel Carnival. I'm using Bronk instead. No big reason. It's just because I was also farming the Kite event I just started, so I just switched to a sexual character. So he summons Emerald Bird. Emerald Bird will discard Bird. Then he draws, he gets Poly, he goes into the Saber Dancer. Saber Dancer is unaffected by targeted effects and from destruction, I believe. He gets to summon an extra card. Anyways, I get to set 3, including Needle Stealing, which is super helpful because he summons a monster, and Needle Stealing all of them, but his Yellow Martin will be able to search for the Lunalight Fusion, which is the only card in his hand, so I'm not really worried about that at that point. He can't do anything else. He ends his turn. I still have Winda. I summon Hawk. Hawk will let me banish a monster. I banish Apelio. Then with the face on Winda, it doesn't matter. I can go into Ulti-Apelio as a special summon, attack for 26. Then I can end that attack, use its effect. Then use Bond off of that to summon another Ulti-Apelio. Same one, doesn't matter. Hit for 26, and that's game. A card, a boss monster that's normally really, really hard to get past. Very easy for Ritual Beast. So that is it. Those are my replays I'm going to show for this. I hope that somewhat showed decent examples of what to do with this deck and the combos that it can do. I'm going to make hopefully a second and third episode to showcase how this deck works even more in depth if needed, or more comment on what you don't understand, because I still have to learn as well. I'm learning with you, and that is the idea of this video. So I hope you liked it, and I hope this is something that you stick around for.